Everyone would agree that investment in education is the lever for youth development and overall country development. Today we are joined by Khalid Bedou, Chief of Staff and Director of Institutional Affairs at one of Morocco's most esteemed educational establishments, the University Mohammed VI Polytechnic. Thank you for joining us. First of all, we wanted to talk about how important every single day we see that a university is pouring in effort in scientific research and technical research. Why is it so important for the university to enlarge this segment of education and research?
Today, the development of every country starts by research and innovation. Of course, education is very important, but in order to move forward to the forefront of science and of technology and to be positioned worldwide as a hub of development, research and innovation is very important. And today, unfortunately, Morocco was not part of the countries that in the African continent that have a very dynamic R&D ecosystem. This is why UM6P is coming to contribute not only by itself, but within an ecosystem of Moroccan institutions, universities, and research centers to create new, let's say, strategy for the development of the Moroccan economy in general. And the development starts from the ground, starts by researching on what we can offer as food and as food security to our population, not only in Morocco, but also in Africa. So this is why UM6P has based one of its main pillars in terms of R&D. It is about agriculture, renewable energies, water, but also AI and other new technologies in computer science, in artificial intelligence, etc. So today, we have no choice but investing further in R&D.
It seems like a very interesting strategy to diversify these investments both in ancestral and very historically important fields, but also new ones. Do you think that these fields could be complementary in the sense where technologies and AI could eventually help further research and technologies in, say, agriculture?
Yes, of course. I mean, today, we realize that in order to have sustainability in our development at different levels, we need to be, let's say, open to the world, but also self-sufficient. We need to create our own capabilities. We need also to keep being open to the world, but also have a good number of our young talents educated to the highest level of science, innovation, and technology. And this is the role and the mission of UM6P, how to make or to create a generation of the future leaders who will be tech-savvy, who will be also adapted or can adapt to the changes of the world, and who can also drive the research agenda for Morocco and for Africa. And this is the role of the university, and of course we can do it on our own. We do it with our national ecosystem, with public and private universities. We do it also with partners in the African continent, but we do it also with other institutions from the rest of the world. Our motto is to bring science from the world through UM6P to Morocco and from Morocco to the rest of Africa.
Do you think that there's a focus on sort of a continental movement towards this push for scientific research that some would say is quite lacking in Africa?
Yeah, we realize unfortunately that Africa in general is not a tech producer. It's a tech consumer, but it's not a tech producer. Until recently, where we saw countries like Algeria, like Kenya, like Ghana, like Rwanda, like Morocco, of course, becoming, let's say, or creating the scenes for an innovation ecosystem. And this started by agri-tech. This starts also by fintech, by a whole environment where startups can emerge and can develop and can scale up. And yeah, again, we don't have no choice but counting on ourselves to develop this ecosystem. And when we see how the African youth are really smart enough, they have the will to develop and to develop their competencies. They just say that they just need the opportunity to do that. So let's offer them this opportunity.
Yes. One of the really interesting parts of today was your keynote about the idea of an African youth brand, right? I would love to hear more about that. Like, what do you mean by it? Is it something that you're working on with the institution? Is it something that you see is a shared vision almost, or is it just a singular dream?
You know, when you go abroad and you ask the question about Africa, it's more likely that you have as description something like poverty, war, underdevelopment, a lot of negative things. We need now to transform this narrative. We need to change the narrative about the African continent, and we need to start by believing in it ourselves, believing that we have capabilities and competencies to be a continent and countries, 54 countries of the African continent, that are at the forefront of science. We just need to have the will for that. So what I was, let's say, advocating for today in my presentation is to say that we have some good experiences now in Africa. I gave the example by Rwanda, by Ghana, and by Morocco, where those countries have managed to create an environment where youth can be trained at a high-level education that starts already having some spin-offs to their research initiatives, startups, creating an ecosystem, attracting also giants of technology like Google, like Microsoft, etc. And yeah, today the world is looking closely to what's happening in Africa. So we need to believe in our capabilities, and we need to tell our story in a different way. And today, as I mentioned, we talk about the brain drain. It's not about the brain drain. It's not because we have hundreds or thousands of our youth going abroad. It's what image do they vehicle about the continent abroad, what type of knowledge they learn, what type of capability building they can make wherever they are in the world, and how interested we will be in the near future to attract them to come back. Because, people now, the human being is, free by essence. So you can't block people from going abroad to look for better opportunities. You need to offer them proper opportunities to come back. And with those first experiences, I think we're on the right track.
So improve the environment to improve the vision and break those stereotypes.
Attractivity, yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you for your time. This was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.